This is Margie Feltune, CEO and co-owner of Interview Connections, and this video is about blanket truisms, those business truisms or those pieces of business advice that are given out of context, because I think that can be really dangerous. And this isn't against the people who are creating content and giving advice. I'm doing that literally right now. But when you get information in a little snippet, you miss the context, you miss the nuance of it. And I think that can cause people to implement things that aren't right for their situation because they don't fully understand the context in which the advice has been given. So as an example, what got me thinking about this is we had something in our business, and I was talking to Jess, the COO and co-owner of Interview Connections, and we were talking about it, and I was like, let's roll this out now. And she said, well, I don't have an SOP, I don't have this and this and this for it. And I said, you know what, just do it. Even if it's sloppy, just get it going today. And she was like, thank you so much. That advice was helpful. It really worked. Like, that's good advice. And when she said that, I was happy, obviously, that the advice was good and that it worked. But it also made me a little bit nervous because I don't want to say, do it even if it's sloppy for everything, because that's simply not true. So breaking it down further, the two things in that situation that I asked myself were, number one, does this really require a really complex strategic rollout with an SOP and steps? Or is this something that can just be, rolled out and figured it out as it goes? And then the other question is, if this has to wait for a super strategic rollout and systems and SOPs, will it ever happen? So for this particular thing in the business, I felt that no, it was not complex enough that it even required an SOP before it had to go out. And I also felt that no, this will never happen if it has to wait for all that stuff, because we simply have too many other priorities going on. So in that instance, just going for it, even if it was sloppy, and then cleaning up as we go, really made sense and was the right advice. But that is not blanket good advice. There are some things in business that do require a lot of strategy, a lot of carefulness, a lot of planning. You should have an SOP to roll it out. So I wanted to come on here and talk about this because I thought it was a really good point, and something that I don't hear talked about enough, which is that yes, these like little sound bites of marketing and advice are amazing. They're super appealing. The simpler they are, the better they can be, right? From a content perspective, because they're short and punchy. But keep in mind that you're losing nuance, you're losing context. So don't just take a piece of advice out of context, like just start even if it's sloppy, and apply it where it's not meant to be applied.